I got something to say about this Eminem. This is not my usual content. My name is Leilani. I'm a spiritualist mystic. I own the Magical Solution. And I am an older millennial who grew up alongside Gen X because of my older brother, was raised by boomers. All right. When I tell you that I am here for this, let me explain. So being a spiritualist means a lot of different things, but for the majority of us who work with spirits, right? For me personally, I have a lot of trickster spirits who walk with me. So much so that, like, when we talk about aesthetic, clowns, jesters, jokers, and all of that, I'm there for it. I eat it all up. Okay, I love the aesthetic of the clown circus dole kind of like stuff, right? Now, what does that have to do with Eminem? Why am I bringing that up right now? I'm bringing it up right now because Eminem, along with many other types of entertainers, artists, scientists, new wave thinkers, Eminem is just one of many types of creatives out there that I would identify as a trickster spirit. What does that mean, though? So the classical trickster spirit energy, you may remember them to be sort of like the court jesters, right? The comedian that would come in and entertain the king, and if he didn't do it right, he was... And if he did do it right, the whole court would laugh. And part of what's the right word? Part of the challenge of the jester was to be able to sort of roast the king, right? Roasting someone is an art form. It is a form of not only respect, but sort of calling out the king or those in power to their faces, and to do so in such a balanced way that the king themselves is like, okay, you got me. Everyone else can laugh, and the king won't put you to death. Now, the trickster spirit energy has so many different types of archetypes and so many different stories attached to it. But ultimately, the archetype of the trickster is this entity, this energy that comes into a space to disrupt, to dismantle, to destroy, to add chaos, to add confusion, to add all kinds of energies that kind of stir the emotional pot, okay? I think you're already getting where I'm going with this. However, what's important to know about a trickster is that tricksters know the truth. Tricksters already know all the available possibilities that could be surrounding a particular outcome, right? Because the trickster spirit kind of comes hand in hand with, like, God, right? Like, where there's God, there's this little energy that kind of comes with him that knows all the same information as God, that has all the possibilities laid out, but has much more of an interaction with God's creation than God does, supposedly. So in a sense, when a trickster is doing their thing, meaning when a trickster is doing their comedy, or they're doing their art, or they're creating, new ideas for science, they're doing this with the knowledge and with the truth in the back of their mind, and they're doing it in such a way that forces the people to see the system for what it is. The whole purpose of a trickster is to not guide you in one way or the other. They're not there to give you any answers. They're not there to sway. They're not there to really be invested in the outcome, honestly. They're just there to show you the mirror, and they're there to poke holes and poke fun at the institutions and the systems, people's perceptions, people's experiences, people's, delusions. They're there to just tear it all up. Right? And the trick, what makes the trickster, is that at the end of the day, once he has stirred the pot, he just disappears. And he leaves it up to you to then do something with that. Once the tower has crumbled, once your emotions are all over the place, once you have seen the truth for what it is, then the trickster says, what you gonna do about it? And honestly, that's been Eminem since day one. That has been Eminem since day one. I remember when Eminem first came on the scene and everybody lost their freaking mind. Parents, institutions, other kids, the different races. I mean, there was just so much happening around him as a character, him as just this entity that enters the rap scene and just fucks everything up. You know what I mean? And that's the type of energy that we are in right now. That is 2024. 2024 is the year of the trickster spirit. It's the year of the crossroads spirit. It's the year of the psychopomp spirit. It's the year of the doorway spirits, the spirits who guard the bridges, the spirits who have the keys, the spirits who know the knowledge and can introduce you to a whole new world. But until you face the truth, you shall not pass. And that type of energy, that's what 2024 is all about. I've been saying this since day one. And so the fact that Eminem is back on scene, the fact that Eminem is out here just getting everybody all up in a tussle, panties twisting, millennials losing their mind, Gen Z losing their mind, everybody losing their mind. And over here, us millennials, us Gen X's are like, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that my take on this whole thing, and I haven't even heard the full album yet. It was just the first song. And I mean, the first song was great. It was great. I mean, you know, I can get into the musicianship, the lyricism and all that stuff, but that's not really my place. That's not really what my content is all about. But I'm here to say that from a spiritual perspective, okay, people like Eminem, people like Dave Chappelle, people like Kendrick, we need these people. These people are not here to comfort you. They're here to make you very uncomfortable. They're here to show you what it is. And what you do with that information is up to you. But hopefully, what they did do was stir you up enough to catapult you, to become a catalyst for action. They are callers to action. That is their archetype. So, everybody take a chill pill. Everybody calm down. We're watching some things unfold. Sit back. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't sit back, if you can't enjoy it, if these energies are really ruffling your feathers, do something about it. That is the whole point. But hopefully the goal, because the trickster is not about morals, they're not about good versus bad, evil versus, they're not about that. In their mind, in the trickster energy, in their mind, you should have already got the homeschooling. You should already know what good and bad is. You should already know right versus wrong. They're not here to teach you that shit. They're here to get you riled up so that when you get that call to action, you do the right thing. That's what they're here for. So let's see what you do with it. Anyway, my name is Leilani. This is The Magical Solution, and this is how we grow.